LeBron tweeted, "Why do so many ball players work on stuff they are never going to use in the game? Seriously question. Annoys me a tad. Internet detectives think this could be a shot at Ben Simmons. We'll post videos of his jump shot." Shannon, which player or players do you think LeBron is criticizing here?
I have no idea. I don't think it's Ben Simmons. I mean, I think he should be applauding if it's Ben Simmons shooting a jump shot. You would like to think your point guard could shoot a jump shot. You would hope if he doesn't have that in his arsenal, he'd be working on that. Forget if it's a point guard, any player, Skip, that can't shoot the ball. He's working on things that he can't shoot. But, Skip, this notion, and I don't know what LeBron is talking about, so I feel like I'm shooting in the dark here, Skip. I remember when Steph Curry I would watch Steph Curry shooting in warm-up. I'm like, man, why is he shooting the ball? He know damn well he ain't going to shoot no shot like that in the game. And what happened, Skip? Dame Lillard, the same thing. A lot of what we see these guys do, you're like, why are they working on things they're never going to do?
Well, Steph shoots it from the tunnel. Right?
Thank you. And Skip, and the Euro step, used to see guys doing that like, bruh, that you walking, you can't do that. And lo and behold, everybody Euro stepping now. So to say, when you see these guys do things, trust me, they've worked on it. Now, I don't know who LeBron is talking about, Skip. I really don't. But for me, the way I looked at it, I trained in the offseason in Atlanta, Skip, and I welcome guys. They want to come to the track and run with me. Have at it. Skip, if they didn't show up, they weren't on my team. I didn't give a damn. Good. I'm glad you're not showing up. Gives me a better chance. I feel a lot better if I play your team knowing that you haven't been working, that I'm going to beat you. So for me, I definitely don't think LeBron, considering that Ben Simmons is a Rich Paul client.
He's a clutch client.
He's a clutch client.
I do not think he would aim this at Ben Simmons.
No question whatsoever. So, Skip, like I said, I do watch some of the stuff, but for the most part, what I see guys working on, they're working on their game. The step back three, the Euro step, working on stuff that they would actually use in the game. So, I don't know the video that LeBron is talking about. But I feel very comfortable in saying I don't believe he's talking about Ben Simmons.
Okay, I got it. And by the way, Woj has just reported that Ben Simmons absolutely will not show up for training camp and will never again play for the Sixers. Not that that's shocking, but...
Skip, remember I told you after Joel Embiid and Doc said what they said, Skip, I said he never played. You're like, nah, they can work it out. I said, Skip, he ain't coming back.
I told you I'm all for Rich Paul saying no to them because he is guiding and directing this operation. Now, I know they don't want to trade him because they don't want to lose him.
Because now, Skip, everybody knows he wants out. I'm going to give you peanuts. Skip, you got a card that I know you about to be in a divorce and you got to get up off of it. If she go get it, I'm going to offer you a pen and a pack of gum.
Right now, the Sixers are classically damned if they do and damned if they don't, right?
You're never going to get the value because everybody knows you got to get rid of it.
Okay, they started it and now Ben's going to finish it, right?
But Skip, I'm going to camp. You're not going to find me no $200,000 a week. I'm getting that money.
Okay, now back to a very weird tweet by LeBron because I don't understand who or why or what annoys him.
Right.
Okay, so I'm going to flip it around to me. I know what, I'm going to say it one more time. He is such a great player with one huge weakness, and it's just the free throw line. For the last 5 years, he shot under 70%. So this is hypocritical to me because what I do want to see from LeBron, I've told you 1,000 times, I wish he would post a video of himself, even if you have to Photoshop it, making 10 straight free throws. 50 straight free throws. Go ahead, whatever you have to do to show me that you're actually working on your biggest glaring weakness.
Let me tell you what I've learned.
Sunday on Fox. Check for the game in your area.
People, the great, no matter what they do, is not what they tell you, it's what they do. See, LeBron is posting this, but I can assure you, he's more in depth than what he's actually showing. He ain't gonna give you the secrets. Now I can tell you, I made this fried chicken or I made this dish. I'm not gonna actually tell you the ingredients that I put in it. I ain't gonna tell you that. I'm just telling you what the dish is.
On the sly, he's shooting free throws like 1,000 a day?
More than that, probably.
More than that? I seriously would bet a lot of money against that.
I would not. You would lose that money.
Really?
You don't get to, Skip, you don't get to be that level of a great player without working on the small things.
Well, this is your glaring weakness, and it's so small that you are so beneath your dignity as a superstar, shooting below 70% as a two guard, as a point guard.
Name the player that could do everything.
I mean, but this is the simplest thing.
God didn't give Tom Brady, Lamar Jackson speed.
This is called a free throw for a reason. It's free. You get to stand there by yourself from 15 feet and shoot it. And I'm going to remind you, He had a career-high 3-point attempts per game last year and a career-low 2-point attempts per game.
Right.
Why is that? Are you afraid of the free
because
throw
y'all ain't
line?
giving me the calls. I drive the ball and y'all talking about
I drive
In the league in passing touchdowns with 9 through the first 2 weeks, causing the Boston Globe to release a story with the headline, Tom Brady is better at 44 than he was at 24, and it's amazing. I hope saying that means something. Shannon, do you agree?
Well, I hope he's better at 24, considering 24 was only his second year in the league and he was not even a starter yet, Skip. But let me tell you, this is what I will say. Is Tom Brady better, or are the players he's playing with better? Because I can assure you the players that he's playing with now at 44 are better than the ones he played with at 24. The rule...
They also said 34, but go ahead.
Okay, 34.
Yeah. All right.
I can make a case that the players that he's playing with today are better than the ones he had at 34. And plus the rule change. Skip, this is why we're seeing the numbers. I'm not saying, look, there are great players in this era, but it's hard for me to see with the numbers that they're putting up that they're exponentially better than what we had in the past. Because this guy, average guys, because of the rule changes, have gotten guys making people look like Marino and Elway and some of these Montana. Skip, I just saw somebody just pass Montana on all-time pass. I'm like, come on, really? And Montana played 16 years, and these guys are already passing Montana in 8 years. So for me, Skip, I think it has a lot to do with the talent level. I can make the case that this is the most talented Tom Brady offensively has ever played with. You go back to the 2007 when he had Moss and he had Welker. As far as depth, talent offensively, they can't touch this team. And so I think that has a lot to do with Tom. Can Tom carry teams by himself like some of those years he did in New England? No, he cannot. So when you say he's getting better, you better also factor in that Mike Evans and Antonio Brown and Chris Godwin and Gronk is still there and Brayton O.J. Howard has a lot to do with this. The rule change and how you can attack the receiver and attack the quarterback has something to do with this. So for me, Skip, you have to look at it. You just can't say, well, he's leading the league in touchdowns. Oh, he's better. Also, the talent level that he's playing with is better. The rule changes because you and I both know if they could attack the quarterback like they could when you were covering the game, Tom Brady is not playing at the age of 44. They would have knocked him out of the game. Okay. You know that, I know that.
I do know that, but that's not the rule right now. So here's the point for the big picture for people who don't get this. Dan Shaughnessy wrote this. He is the lead columnist at the Boston Globe.
Yes.
It is the voice of New England sports. And he says in the lead of his column, Bill Belichick was wrong. Bob Kraft was wrong. I certainly was wrong, said Dan Shaughnessy, because he wrote off Brady also at the end in New England. Thought it was time.
Well, they drove him off with all that browbeating and all that, the practice, Skip, the Patriot way all the time. That drove him off.
Okay, I got it. But he's saying that in his 22nd season, he's better than he was at 24 or 34, in his 20s or 30s. And he's calling him Benjamin Button Brady. And he's calling him the Brady monster, and he's saying it must kill Belichick and Kraft to watch this. And I believe that. I think it kills them because they obviously could have signed him for X more years, and this wouldn't be happening because the cupboard was getting bare thanks to Bill Belichick. Right.
But see, Skip, that's my thing. At least you will acknowledge that. In this article, he's not acknowledging that Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and Antonio Brown, and even though Gronk was not what he was, Skip, because there are some years now, in 2011, Skip, if I'm not mistaken, Brady threw for 5,200 yards. People forget that Brady has a 5,000-yard season under his belt. He threw for 5,200. If I'm not mistaken, in 2010, he won the MVP.
More than 07.
Right.
Yes.
So when you look at it, 07 is the spectacular year, Skip, because he and Moss had something that we hadn't ever seen before.
Okay.
The 50 touchdowns to 4,800 yards, the undefeated season. But when you look at the record, now, Skip, for me, if Brady could do what he could do in 2007 now, with the talent, he legitimately throw for 6,000 yards.
Okay.
He would legitimately throw for 60-plus touchdowns.
Okay. Here's where you and I go sideways.
Okay.
Eye test. My eye test was even telling me in his last year in New England that he was still throwing the ball with the same velocity as ever, because he never had a cannon to start with. He was just deadly accurate with a slightly above average arm. You thought his arm talent was in decline as he went to Tampa. And I said, no, it's the same. And then he goes into no risk it, no biscuit offense, and it's bombs away. And last year he led the league in air distance. How far do you try to complete a pass? And it showed you he still has the distance and the mid-range velocity when necessary. Well, he's obviously operating at the highest mental level anyone's ever operated, because he's